there, folks, and welcome back. We got a quest to attack 45 creatures, and that's exactly what we're doing this week with pirates. So, we've got a pirates deck. It's an almost complete pirates deck. I have not even attempted to really unlock cards for it. It just mostly fell together. So, yeah, very few unlocks. So we're starting at the 1-drops, 3 Grasping Scoundrel, 4 Daring Buccaneer, 4 Fanatical Firebrand, 3 Rigging Runner. Probably want to replace the Scoundrels with the last Rigging Runner, but I mean, you can't have everything, and I think I'm probably done unlocking this, moving on to something else. So the 1-drops, just very aggressive, lots and lots and lots of 1-drops. We need a lot of chaff pirates for the rest of it. So we got 4 Direfleet Poisoners, making these guys much better on the swing. They, just giving any death touch for all the pirates, very good. 4 Kitesail Freebooters, I've noticed a lot of control, so I've bumped up the number from that, from what I had before, through a lot of tuning, so that we could just start taking cards from them and controlling the board a little better. Not to mention airstrike, much better at getting through versus ground stall in a lot of cases. So you get some bonuses, and suddenly this thing's swinging in for a ton. Direfleet Captain has gone down to 2. I don't often need a very large champion anymore, because control. Settle the Wreckage is just way too prevalent these days, so attacking with everything is not really the strategy necessary for pirates at all. So I've noticed that I've gone down on the Direfleet Captains. They're great. They're great as your champion versus a deck that goes big, but hey, whatever. 4 Lightning Strikes for reach. Rune Raider for some card draw and a little help versus control. 2 Fight with Fire to deal with the Lyra Dawnbringer, basically. 3 Fell Flagship as one of our first Anthem Lord effects. So it sometimes gets into make an opponent discard a card. Usually it's just dumb luck if it so happens to be. Other than that, yeah, usually you're winning if that's already the case, if you get in with the Fell Flagship. But every now and then, sometimes you can just sneak it in, and it is exactly what turns it around. Then we have 4 Direfleet Neckbreakers as the next Lord of Choice, giving attacking pirates +2/+0. Basically attacking creatures. Very rarely is it going to come up with the situation where it isn't, which is Fell Flagship, which is the only thing that doesn't really get the bonus. So it's a shame for that, but nonetheless, it gets real big. And that's why things like Freebooter are good for ground stalls, is that suddenly you're turning it into a 3/2 attacking and bolting your opponent every single turn, plus whatever other effects during a stall. Or get 2 of them out, 5/2, so on. That thing gets massive. And then we have a singleton Admiral Beckett Brass. You might say, well, it looks a little out of place. It's like there's this mana symbol that doesn't quite work. And yes, this is true. And yes, I have stolen things with stolen permanents with the Admiral, and it's beautiful. But in any case, a mana base, 7 swamps, 6 mountains, 2 random map ruins, which I'm sure that by next update will no longer exist, and 2 Dragon Skull Summits. They're the rare land count I have, and 4 unclaimed territory. 4 sources of blue for the Admiral by turn 4, and when I say by turn 4, it's not often that we can do our 4-drops by turn 4. We're usually a lot more lower to the ground, as we are 21 lands. We're not necessarily going to get 4 mana on turn 4, but 4 mana is basically the top of our curve with 5 pieces. And beyond that, the only thing that you might say, what pirate is missing? Yeah, there is a potential pirate missing that I don't happen to have, and it's the only one that really hits the other format, Starfleet Daredevil. Would change the dynamics of this, of course. Beyond that. So that's the one that's majorly missing from this particular deck, and there you go. Everything else is kind of represented in one way or another, and mostly in the amount that I want it to be in. But in any case, we have to attack 45 creatures, so I think we should get in there and get it done and start smashing some face. Alright, we're up against Eska. We're right in the game. We have a one-lander that we can't really keep, honestly. Well, maybe we'll get something better. Yeah, we get something better. Keep. And do we need to curve out 3 with a neck breaker on top? I think we want a neck breaker. So let's name Pirate. Let's drop down the Daring Buccaneer, tap for some red, and reveal the other Buccaneer. Then we have these ones as surprise on too, potentially. They reveal Trailblazer. We get our neck breaker. Send in. And do they do the block? They do indeed do the block. So this is where we have it turned in our favor versus some red. And now we got the creatures and they got nothing. Now they'll want a board state. Yeah. So we're generally good to go there. Now, we've hit a fork in the road. We could have Firebrand down, which could clear the way for the Trailblazer. And that's quite possibly where we want to be. Or do we want it for later when it matters? That's the tough part. Where we can freeboot and take away something in their hand. They haven't used removal yet, but we can certainly cover for it. Either way, we're only doing one thing, and mana efficiency is screaming at me, but also keeping these bears on the field is also screaming at me pretty hard. So, clear the 1/1. Keep the board fairly strong. Okay, so now we're going to make them have a decision. So, reveal, pay, and we'll reveal the freebooter, so they know that they have priority to take out that rather than the bears. And it gives them a decision point they have to go through. We'll still get to see their hand, but they know they have to kill this. Versus, I guess, going after that instead. So they have lots of, they have lots of gas. They got some glory bringers. We're going to need to get to 4 real quick. Otherwise, it's going to turn around real fast. Okay, here's the problem, is that they got a lightning strike either way. And they're waiting until combat, which makes it real rough to get in there with everything we need. So, do we keep them off our back for a turn? It's not like we are not going to have an easy time of it. So they got 1 lightning strike as far as we know. Let's see if they choose the neck breaker or the freebooter. So yeah, you can see the decision point when they highlight it over both. And they choose that. They're still taking 8. So they're at 6. We're hitting them for 4 next turn, regardless, with the neck breakers. So the freebooter did definitely muck up some things. Alright. And that looks like a win for us. Or they call it. Alright. Damage. And bolt. Call it a day. Very nice. Very quick. Put the red on the defensive. I'm sure that a few of you would appreciate that. So, there you go. They were on the back foot the whole time. That said, they probably didn't get their most ideal draw. So, give it that too. Alright, up against Glass the Grey. We have a decent hand. We've got some one-landers to, or one-drops, leading to some 3-drop lords like crazy, turning this chaff into something amazing. Sounds pretty good. Usually lead on Scoundrel. If they respond with a 1-drop, then we respond with our 1-drop. And just try to go for max damage. So if they land a War Elves here, yeah, we certainly kill that. Unfortunately, they throw us the freaking Daring Buccaneer and choke us a little bit on the red, but we gotta do this. So pop off the Elves. Always bolt the birds, but let's go with the most efficient plan possible. Spend the same amount as bolt, but only do 1/3 of the damage. Wild Growth Walker. That's annoying, especially if we don't actually draw our freaking land. Alright, we gotta reveal a Neckbreaker. Not something I like doing, but suddenly we're up against Wild Growth Walker. This stack is going to be a lot more grindy to go against. We're going to have a tougher time of it. We don't have the tools to take out a Wild Growth Walker. All we can do is power through it. Well, Freebooter's not bad. That allows us to get through in the air. A land, of course, is very welcome. Creatures like crazy. Well, they've got their walls set up. Tons of Llanowar Elves. But they're just going to go for the biggest freaking wall possible. They find their land drop. Gets the Llanowar Elves. Well, so much for land. I mean, that was probably the last turn that we could fight with fire to clear that away. They may have drawn something by now. Vizier comes out. Okay, that's not bad. Alright, now let's make sure that we don't lose this fight through life gain. That's gone. And in for one. We can eventually race if we get our guys down. Seems to be mono green. That said, we might see some fight mechanics kicking in here at some point. Another Llanowar Elves. Deathgorge Scavenger. Yep, fine. More life gain for you. Not willing to attack in. I mean, I'm okay with this, kind of. Send in. And we just gum up the ground while we keep getting in with the freebooter. Ronus's Monument's going to make things tough. Real tough. Another Deathgorge Scavenger. Followed by potentially something else. Gaining the life instead. Oh, for that one. Never mind. Going to take our fight with fire. And now he's got a 6/5. Which we can't really contest with. No blocks. That hurts. That's pretty good for surprising them. But where do we go from here? The Monument without a lot of gas and just the Vizier of the Menagerie. maybe we can get a poisoner turn next turn. Get in again. Turn the favor. Thrashing Brontodon. That's not good for us. That deals with the Fel flagship. Find something off of Ronus's monument. Another Vizier. Oh my goodness. Make some big boys. We're gonna be on the defensive real soon. We didn't get an ideal start at all. Yeah, this is real painful. So they're sending at us. You mind not putting them overlapped? Or is it just the one one attacking? No, it's two attacking. It's just not showing it. So we're gonna mitigate a little bit of damage. The 1/1's not gonna help matters too much. We'll just narrow it down a little bit so that we can hopefully get there. An unclaimed territory. Jam this one. It doesn't look great, folks. It just doesn't. We're not in the position to really alpha either. Kind of got to grind it out a bit. So then send in the 6. And end the turn. We're probably going to have to use the neck breakers as, well, shield breakers. Or as defense. Either way. Yet another Vizier. Pumping another idiot. You know, I never see... You know what? I never play Viziers because I never actually see anything come off of those. Ever. Now we're dead. Now we're absolutely dead. Did he tap out completely? Yes. In that case, the Fel flagship is live to block. So a higher toughness right now is what I'm looking at here. Okay, so that allows 3 damage to get through. Block one of the Viziers. Block the Death Gorge Scavenger. That leaves us at 1. And yeah, they got it. All right, we'll give them their attack step then. Only so much we can do. Oh well. And that's the fail case of the deck. All right, we're up against Dave. There on the play. Okay. So we got to play a little bit more of our technical game unless they're getting a slow start. Is the plan anyway, unless they happen to not connect to the game, of course. Oh, we're in. Okay, they were just deciding for an extra length of time. So we have an unclaimed territory, some freebooters, some captains, some things. We got a cool kit here. No lords, but a cool kit. Keep. Opponent on white-black. Okay, well, let's start getting down some of our red stuff while we're choked a little bit on red. Starting with the Daring Buccaneer, jamming into Firebrand. The unclaimed territory kind of gives it away, but other than that, we're looking Red Decks wins-ish. And they're looking pirate-ish. Knights, on the other hand, if they chain histories, could be real bad. And every time I go up against Knights, we either beat them or they chain histories. Vanguard is their answer to that. Now, that gives us an interesting decision. Where we can... we're actually choked on red. I'm going to jam the freebooter and help my decision a little bit. I thought there was a spider on my microphone. It's just a hair flying around. Maybe we'll get a Radiant Destiny out of their hand, a Cast Out, and a Call to the Feast. So they have a Forerunner as their follow-up to try and steal their Lord. So we have some time, in other words. I was wondering whether we Firebrand the Vanguard and, yeah, no blocks. Firebrand the Vanguard and get an extra 4 points to the Firebrand. And another Dusk Legion Zealot shows up. Okay. They're not going to go for this red. Okay. I'd say let's attack. They want to block, they can block. We're going to try and get to that Call to Feast. Oh, they're deciding to block. I mean, I'm fine with this. Less vampires. They're thinking the Call to Feast is going to get them there. It's not. So, really choked on red. So we're going to just try to maximize this turn as best we can. So that at least we're casting 2 spells. Well, that made them have a decision point. So, freebooter down. Can I steal your other good card, please? Oh, they're not happy about this. They're definitely not happy about this. Oh, there's got to be some salt kicking in here. Yeah, we're coming for that. Thank you. Okay, so they got some expendable guys filling in here now, too. We're going to need something to break this up. Dusk Legion Zealot shows up, sure. Now, we could block this. In fact, I will. Block. So that attack step didn't exactly go the way they wanted. We're trying to max out some damage here. So if we find a Lord effect, the freebooters are real effective, especially if they're going to just show us a Martyr of Dusk. And we draw more red stuff. Okay, get in with those two. Then I consider a few other things, but they're going to start going wide and tall on us. Darfleet Captain's not exactly where we want to be. Rigger Runner is exceptionally helpful to have, though, to complicate their math just a little bit. I want that Adanto Vanguard to die. So we're going to make it happen. And if we ever draw the red mana, we're doing pretty good. Yeah, that's fine. Whatever. You're just throwing away your martyr. I mean, okay. I mean, okay. Well, that seemed to work out. Ah, we get a red source. Things are beautiful in this world. Alright, well, combat, attacks. In you go. Puts you to 7. I think we want the Firebrand, but we're probably going to use it in conjunction with some lifelink. And then we'll have the bolt on the ready. So we're getting them close. Attacks. Sends the Vanguard. Sends a lifelink. Sends a lifelink. Resolve. Okay. So, Rigging Runner. Go here. Firebrand. Go here. Block. Throw the damage at the Vanguard. Let's it go. Did I do the wrong pirate there? Did it switch roles? Ah, it's okay. It's not like they had a horse, at least. But I intended the Rigging Runner. Forerunner. Legion Lieutenant. Which we have to actually watch out for. Bishop Soldier. Yes. So we're going to need some aggression. Now, how's the Lord factor into things here? With their lifelink, the amount that they have, it's not really that great for us. Grasping Scoundrel is fine. But we can max out with Darfleet Captain. In those go. Jam out this Captain. We're gonna need this one, I think. To take out some of these 1/1s. They're gonna run out of gas eventually, because that Lord's not sticking around. We'll make it impossible for them to get a meaningful attack anyway. But they'll probably jam anyway. Let's just block where it's relevant. Yes, of course. They get the lifelinks bumped up. Send in the most unimportant, he says. Send in the Bishop Soldier while they're at it. So, makes another lifelinker. Resolves. That was something I didn't factor. I didn't factor that one. Didn't put that one in my mind, that Maverin... usually I have removal for something like Maverin. So, Maverin's really carrying it. The Lord is something that has to die regardless. Maybe he throws it somewhere. Okay, that's where I was hoping he wouldn't throw it. Didn't factor that in. So that's a mistake on me. So, Rigging Runner, take out that. And then these two take out this bishop soldier then with my mistake. Daring Buccaneer decides to play. Lifelink's a bit annoying, but we'll do what we can. Reveal, pay, you. Okay, we could use any Lord effect. Our opponent seems to be doing well for themselves for that. Like Darfleet Poisoner, definitely helpful as one of those things. Radiant Destiny, because top decks. Not good. Still, they'll probably send the minimal effort. We definitely want to get rid of Forerunner. So go ahead, send it. See what happens. We will block with everything. That's right. And now, we'll change his mind real quick on what he wants to do. Send those. You're down to one. Now what do you want to do? How's your top deck now? Seems my lord did a little bit more than your lord. But we're sending 6 in the air, so we're giving them a little bit of fighting power. Sends that Forerunner in, sends the lifelink in. Yeah, okay, well, no, not Rigging Runner. You, and you. Thanks for reordering wherever all my stuff is. Thanks. So, yeah, everything on that guy. No blowout tricks, please. Let them gain their life, it's fine. And they say GG's. What did they have? Another Maverick. Alright. Give them the good game. And end it real quick. Even though we have another neckbreaker in hand. Just hit for a truckload. So that's what I mean about that combo is just so good for breaking up with the freebooters, just getting the bonuses from the Lord effects and just winning through the air and just hitting for a truckload, even through the lifelink. So we played around any tricks, got there, just kept the ground stall, made a mistake in that last game, but it's okay. In any case, that's Pirates. And it seems that a few people, while I was streaming it, caught some interest in it because Red is losing a bit of power, and this one's got a little bit of fight as well. So, there you go. So if you want to be not Red but still have an aggro deck, there's Pirates for you. So, hope you guys enjoyed, and have a nice day. Take care. Bye-bye.